Nehemiah chapter 4. Enemy opposed the rebuilding. Sanballat was very angry when he learned that we were rebuilding the wall. He flew into a range and mocked the Jews, saying in front of his friends and the Samaria army of robbers, "What does this bunch of poor, feeble Jewish think they're doing? Do they think they can build the wall in a single day by just offering a few sacrifice? Do they actually think they can make something of stone from a rubbish heap and charred one at that?" Tabia the Amorite, who was standing beside him, remarked, "The stone wall would collapse if even a fox walked along the top of it." Then I prayed, "Hear us, our God, for we are being mocked. May their scoffing fall back on their own head, and may they themselves become captive in a foreign land. Do not ignore their guilt. Do not blot out their sin, for they have provoked you to anger here in front of the builder." At last the wall was completed to have its height around the entire city, for the people had worked with enthusiasm. But when Sanballat and Tobiah and the Arabs, Amorite and Asdodite heard that the work was going ahead and that the gaps in the wall of Jerusalem were being repaired, they were furious. They all made plans to come and fight against Jerusalem and throw us into confusion. But we prayed to our God and guarded the city day and night to protect ourselves. Then the people of Judah began to complain. "The workers are getting tired and there is so much rubble to be moved. We will never be able to build the wall by ourselves." Meanwhile, our enemies were saying, "Before they know what's happening, we will swoop down on them and kill them and end the work." The Jewish who lived near the enemy came and tell us again and again, "They will come from all directions and attack us." So I placed armed guard behind the lowest part of the wall in the exposed area. I stationed the people to stand guard by family, armed with the sword, spear, and the bow. Then, as I looked over the situation, I called together the noble and the rest of the people and said to them, "Don't be afraid of the enemy. Remember the Lord, who is great and glorious, and fight for your brothers, your sons, your daughters, your wives, and your homes." When our enemy heard that we knew of the plan that God had frustrated them, we all returned to our work on the wall. But from then on, only half my men worked, while other half stood guard with spear, shields, bows, and a coat of mail. The leaders stationed themselves behind the people of Judah who were building the wall. The laborer carried on the work with one hand supporting the load and one hand holding a weapon. All the builders had a sword belt to their side. The trumpeters stayed with me to sound the alarm. Then I explained to the nobles and officials and all the people, "The work is very spread out and we are widely separated from each other along the wall. When you hear the blast of the trumpets, rush to whenever it is sounding. Then our God will fight for us." We worked early and late, from sunrise to sunset, and half the men were always on guard. I also told everyone living outside the wall to stay in Jerusalem. That way, they and their servant could help with guard duty at night and working during the day. During this time, none of us, not I, nor my relative, nor my servant, nor the guard who were with me, even took off our clothes. We carry our weapon with us at all times, even when we went for water. Chapter 5. Nehemiah defended the oppressed. About this time, some of men and their wives raised a cry of protest against their fellow Jewish. They were saying, "We have such a large family, we need more food to survive." Others said, "We have mortgaged our field, vineyard, and homes to get food during the farming." And others said, "We have had to borrow money on our field and vineyard to pay our taxes. We belong to the same family as those who are wealthy, and our children are just like theirs." Yet we must sell our children into slavery just to get enough money to live. We have already sold some of our daughters, and we are helpless to doing anything about it, for our field and vineyard are already mortgaged to others. When I heard their complaints, I was very angry. After thinking it over, I spoke out against those nobles and officials. I told them, "You're hurting your own relative by charging interest when they borrow money." Then I called a public meeting to deal with the problem. At the meeting, I said to them, "We're doing all we can to redeem our Jewish relatives who have had to sell themselves to pagan foreigners, but you are selling them back into slavery again. How often must we redeem them?" And they had nothing to say in their defense. Then I pressed further. "What you are doing is not right, son. Should you not walk in the fear of our God in order to avoid being mocked by enemy nation? I myself, as well as my brother and my workers, have been lending the people money and grain, but now let us stop this business of charging interest. You must restore the field, vineyard, olive groves, and homes to them in this very day, and repay the interest you charged when you lent them money in grain, new wine, and olive oil." They replied, "We will give back everything and demand nothing more from the people. We will do as you say." Then I called the priests and made the noble and officers swear to do what they had promised. I shook out the fold of my robe and said, "If you fail to keep your promise, may God shake you like this from your home and from your property." The whole assembly's response, "Amen," and they praised the Lord. And the people did as they had promised. For the entire 12 years that I was governor of Judah, from the 20th year to the 32nd year of the reign of King Ahasuerus, neither I nor my official dwelt on our official food allowance. The former governor, in contrast, has laid heavy burden on the people, demanding a daily ration of food and wine, besides 40 pieces of silver. Even their assistants took advantage of the people, but because I feared God, I did not act that way. I also devoted myself to working on the wall and refused to acquire any land. And I required all my servants to spend time working on the wall. I asked for nothing, even though I regularly fed 150 Jewish officials at my table, besides all the visitors from other lands. The provision I paid for each day, including 1 ox, 6 choice sheep or goats, and a large number of poultry, and even 10 days we need a large supply of all kinds of wine. Yet I refused to claim the governor's food allowance because the people already carried a very burden. Remember, oh my God, all that I've done for these people, and bless me for that. Chapter 6. Continuing opposition to rebuilding. Sanballat, Tobiah, Geshem, then the Arab, the rest of our enemy, found out that I had finished rebuilding the wall and that no gaps remained, so we had not yet set up the door in the gate. So Sanballat and Geshem sent a message asking me to meet them at one of the villages in the plain of Ono. But I realized they were plotting to harm me, so I replied by sending this message to them: "I'm engaging in a great work, so I cannot come. Why should I stop working to come and meet with you?" 4 times they sent the same message, and each time I gave the same reply. The 5th time, the servant came with an open letter in his hand, and this is what it said: "This is a rumor among the surrounding nation, and Geshem tell me it is true that you and the Jewish are planning to rebel, and that is why you are rebuilding the wall. According to his report, you plan to be their king. He also reported that you have appointed a prophet in Jerusalem to proclaim about you. Look, there is a king in Judah. You can be very sure that this report will get back to king. So I suggest that you come and talk it over with me." I replied, "There is no truth in any part of your story. You are making up the whole things. They were just trying to intimidate us, imagine that they could discourage us and disturb the work." So I continued to work with even greater determination. Later I went to visit Shemiah son of Delai and the grandson of Meta, who was confined to his home. He said, "Let us meet together inside the temple of God and bolt the door shut. Your enemies are coming to kill you tonight." But I replied, "Should someone in my position run from danger? Should someone in my position enter the temple to save his life? No, I won't do it." I realized that God had not spoken to him, but that he had uttered this prophecy against me because Tobiah and Sanballat had hired him. They were hoping to intimidate me and make me sin. Then they would be able to accuse and discredit me. Remember, oh my God, all the evils says that Tobiah and Sanballat had done, and remembered well the prophet and all the prophet like her who had tried to intimidate me. The builder completes the wall. So on October 2nd, the wall was finished just 52 days after we had begun. When our enemy and the surrounding nation heard about it, they were frightened and humiliated. They realized this work had been done with the help of our God. During those 52 days, many letters went back and forth before Tobiah the noble of Judah. For many in Judah had sworn allegiance to him because his father-in-law was Scalach, son of Aram, and his son Jonah was married to the daughter of Messiah of Bachrin. They keep telling me about Tobiah's good deed, and then they told him everything I said, and Tobiah keeps sending threatened letters to intimidate me. And then go to the chapter 7. So those 3 chapters is talking about more details about Nehemiah was the governor of Judah and built the wall. And he also said he is like trying to do a good example. He also encouraged people to waiver any interest from loan money, those good deed, and record here. So that is a good example how to be a good people by following God's commandment. Alright, so that's today's Bible learning. Hope everybody like it. God bless everyone. Let's see you tomorrow.